There's a reason why big companies spend so much time and effort and money on research and development. It plays a couple of fundamental roles in business and in the economy. And well, first of all, we as a civilization won't advance ourselves if we don't do research and development. So that is one of the fundamental reasons I think for anybody to actually do research and development. Secondly, for a business to remain competitive, research and development is essential. If you don't continue to develop new products or enhance existing products, then you will eventually just become another drop in the ocean. Now, I've had 2 business coaches in the past, and one of the things that they kept hammering on was you need to differentiate yourself. But one thing that I noticed is that most people neglect to tell you why really you need to differentiate yourself. Yes, you need to differentiate so that you can be different, so that you will stand out to other people. But there's actually a much deeper reason, an economic reason for that. And it has to do, and I actually didn't know this until I started my BCom. And if you go into microeconomics or economics 101, as you might know it in the Americas, they will teach you that there's such a thing as the short-term and the long-term business. And then when you go into it, you'll realize that the business that is in short-term is the business that has either just expanded or just released a new iteration of a product or a new product, or they've made some sort of investment into their infrastructure. That business is in the short term, and then once they're in the long term, that is when things have been paid off. I want to say they've sort of reached an equilibrium, and the rest of the market has caught up with them. And that is one of the important things that you need to remember about this. Okay, so usually you will see that a lot of companies might be competing for releasing a product, and they might try and release it at the same time. But the guy who gets first to market is the guy who can charge the biggest price, if the demand is high enough, obviously. But let's say you develop a product that suits all of the needs of your consumer and it fits their pockets, or it fits the pockets of a portion of your target market for now, but a large enough proportion that makes it really lucrative. So pricing plays a big role here. But while you are the only person or the only company in the market with this specific product, you have the monopoly. So that's an interesting thing with monopolistic competition. So monopolistic competition is typically the type of business like, let's say, a cell phone like Samsung and iPhone, Apple. Those companies are, and everybody playing in that space can be classified as monopolistic competition, because when you have when you release a new product or a new iteration of a product, a new feature set, that product is unique in the market. You're the only company offering it, so you have the monopoly. But you are still competing with others in the same space, and your competition may catch up to you and release products into the market that are similar or similar in features to the product that you've released. So they are in direct competition. But in a monopolistic competition, you have the opportunity to have the monopoly. And while you have the monopoly, you actually have the opportunity to make more money off it, until such time that your competitors catch up with you. And then that's when you are in the long run. That's when the margins are getting thinner, and what we say in economics, that you are making a zero economic profit, because you are no longer earning more than what your direct and indirect costs are. When you're in the long run, you're basically at equilibrium. So apart from differentiating yourself, making yourself unique and standing out, there's a real economic and financial benefit to research and development. And that is why these companies who continue to R&D and putting lots of money into it, whether it's investor money or whatever, these guys make a lot of money. They grow to enormous companies because they understand this concept. So R&D is a difficult thing to do, especially if you're a small company. But if you know how to get investors and how to get funds into your business, and remember, please don't live off loans. It's a bad idea. Then if you understand those concepts, you will thrive. Did you find this video informative and interesting? Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and turn on notifications. I'd love to welcome you back the next time.